Hey everyone, it's Jason Dunn here from Laptop Thoughts. That's right, Laptop Thoughts. I've launched a new website that focuses specifically on laptops, notebooks, netbooks, slates, tablets, all those types of devices. And as one of my first official video reviews for that new website, I'm taking a look at the HP TouchSmart tm2. So the TouchSmart is a laptop, it's a notebook, it's also a tablet PC, so it has a fully convertible screen. So this here's the box. Let's take a look at what's inside. All right, so here's everything inside the box. So first up, we have the stylus. So this is a touch screen laptop, or a tablet PC as they're often called. So of course you need a special pen in order to interact with the screen. Next we have an HP box. There's just going to be some basic paperwork in here. There's no CDs or anything, so if you want to have a restore DVD, it's probably something that you create. Now here's the laptop itself. It's pretty interesting. This is like sort of a, I believe, this feels like aluminum, or it's obviously metal of some sort. It's probably brushed aluminum. This is the design. Now this is actually etched, because when I run my finger over it, I can actually feel it. So it's not just sort of an imprint design. It's actually etched. Etched aluminum, really cool. What I'm not entirely convinced about is this design. This looks, I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it also looks maybe a little bit girly, so I'm not really too sure. Obviously this is a very personal thing, whether or not you like this design. I don't believe that HP offers any choices of this design. It would be really nice if they did, because if I were purchasing this, that might actually be enough to stop me from buying it. Yeah, so there we go. Let me just put that down for a moment here. We have the completely standard AC charging pack and cable. This is put together. This is a little bit bulky, but you can of course purchase a separate cable, which is nice to cut down on the overall bulk. We have a couple of quick start guides, which I will promptly ignore. And then we have the 6-cell battery. So let me just flip over the notebook, and I will put the battery in. Just kind of snaps in here like this. There we go. Yeah, so let's talk about some of the ports on the outside. So on the left-hand side here, we have an air port here for venting hot air. We have an HDMI port for high def out, probably 1080p. I'm sure it'll support 1080p. We have a USB port here. We have a headphone jack right here. We have this is it looks like a hard drive indicator light, and then of course we have the slot for the pen. On the front, there's nothing really to speak of, actually. So we'll flip over to the next side over here. We have the power button right here. We have a Wi-Fi button here. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It looks like a button, but it doesn't really seem to do anything when you click. It may be something, it may be a button that's only active when the computer's in tablet mode. This is actually screen rotation button. There we go. Spit it out, Jason. This is a screen rotation button, obviously to do with the screen here. We have a memory card slot here. It supports SD, memory stick Pro, MMC, XD. I'm sure that this supports SDHC, which is the high capacity. I'm not sure if it supports the next generation of SD, which the name escapes me completely at the moment, but that version supports bigger than 32 gigs, but this will certainly support high capacity SD, which is up to 32 gigs of extra storage. We have two more USB ports here. We have a power connector here. And on the back, we have the locking mechanism for the, I think they're typically called Kensington locks. And then we have a VGA out port right here, and then underneath this little flap, we have an Ethernet adapter. I believe it is, yeah, it's 100 megabit, not gigabit, so that's something to be aware of. Now, let me just flip this open here, and then boom, there is the laptop itself. So, as you can tell, it's got sort of the island style keyboards. All the keys are sort of separate. This seems to be sort of the trend with keyboards nowadays on laptops. It has a nice sizable touchpad area. My first impression is that I'm glad that it's not a mirror finish. There's a lot of HP notebooks that have this sort of mirror finish on the trackpad, and it becomes this sort of gross fingerprint magnet. And I should actually mention, one of the reasons why I really like this design, this sort of brushed aluminum, is that it's not really a fingerprint magnet. I mean, if you look really close, you may be able to see some fingerprints. But overall, this type of material hides fingerprints really, really nicely. And frankly, I wish that HP did more of it. And in fact, to be fair, they are, because just before I shot this video, HP announced a series of new notebooks, and a lot of them have this sort of brushed aluminum look. Yeah, so here we are back again on the inside. Let me just zoom the camera out here a little bit so you can see, obviously, very, very reflective screen. And of course, this is the big deal with this particular product, is that it rotates around and it converts, and then boom, you have your tablet PC. Now, here's the thing: tablet PCs, frankly, why I think they've never been hugely successful is that this whole mechanism, this whole functionality adds extra cost onto the product. And tablet PCs in this mode, they're still thick and they're still heavy. So if you want something like this, you're better off going with like an actual slate product probably, which is why HP, well, they had the HP Slate, but now it's been put on hold, probably because they're going to come out with a new version that's going to have Palm WebOS, because HP is in the process of merging with Palm. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not a real big fan of this. If you really need a tablet PC, this is pretty much one of the best form factors, but you still end up with something that's kind of heavy. So I'm just going to, let's flip it back here. Let's convert it. And then I will start it up here. And I don't know if I should be happy or still kind of laughing, but there's only 2 stickers down here. Sometimes HP has even more stickers, but there's only 2. Now again, these can be peeled off, but I think it's so silly, right? HP goes through all the effort of making this beautiful, really, really nicely designed product, and you have this beautiful etched finish down here. And then what do? They cover it up with these stupid stickers. So they got a Windows 7 sticker, an Intel Core 2 Duo sticker, and then a sticker here that's strangely enough completely in French. That's probably talking about ergonomic use. Anyway, yeah, kind of cheesy. So actually, it looks like it's not booting up, which probably means I'm just going to. No, I take it back. There it goes. It is booting up. Super, super high gloss screen. You can actually see outside in my backyard here, and you can see my camera. This is a Canon HF100, since that I get asked that question quite a bit. So let's talk about what's actually in the notebook, and it's so reflective you can see the piece of paper I'm reading off of. So it comes with Windows 7 Home Premium, 64-bit. It has 4 gigs of RAM, so obviously you need to have the 64-bit. This particular model has an Intel Core 2 Duo SU7300. That processor is 1.3 gigahertz in speed. It has 2 memory slots, but of course both of those are going to be filled up because they're going to have probably 2 gig sticks in there, I'm guessing. It has a 500 gig hard drive, but it's 7200 RPM, which is nice and high performance. This screen here, this is a 12.1 inch screen. It's an HP, it's an LED screen. It's an HP BrightView widescreen display, and it says it's integrated with multi-touch finger and digitizer pen optimized. So I think I screwed up before. I think I might have mentioned that you need to use the pen in order to interact with the screen. Well, because it's multi-touch, HP's actually gone with the technology that you can actually use your fingers on. So that's actually pretty cool. The screen resolution is 1280 by 800. Pretty typical screen resolution for a product like this, although it is a little bit low. I would have maybe preferred to have seen, 1440 by 900 or something like that. I already mentioned the 5-in-1 memory card reader, which is over on the side there. It does have a built-in webcam. HP on their spec sheet, they don't actually list what the resolution is on the webcam. It is probably 1.3 megapixels. That seems to be pretty standard. And right next to it is a microphone port, and actually there's on both sides, so it's a dual array microphone. I get asked this question a lot. People ask me about whether or not does it have a microphone. Yeah, every product out there has a microphone if it has a webcam. It has built-in, it says it's Altec Lansing speakers. It has built-in 802.11 BGN Wi-Fi, so again, very typical. 2.15 kilograms in terms of weight. Just move the camera down here. It is 30 centimeters this way, 22 centimeters this way in terms of depth. It's weird. They're measuring this as width and length, but of course this is typically depth. Anyway, it's going to be 30 centimeters this way, 22 centimeters this way, and 2.63 centimeters in thickness at its thinnest part, 3.96 centimeters at its thickest part. So it is a little bit thick. I'll convert those to inches for you Americans. It has a 1-year warranty, and yeah, that's basically it. It comes with a few built-in software applications, and as you can tell, it's basically just booting up here. The screen is super dim, so I'm going to go ahead and brighten up the screen. As you can tell, this is a really a highly reflective screen, which sometimes can be a little bit of a pain, but yeah, there you go. So this has been Jason Dunn from Laptop Thoughts. This is my initial first impressions video of the HP TouchSmart tm2. This model is the 1070CA. There's a bunch of different models. This model came to me on a loan from HP Canada. If you're in the US, they're going to have different model numbers, but it's still probably going to be called the TouchSmart tm2. And yeah, that's about it. I'll probably do a separate, I will do a separate video, obviously, when I do a full review of the product. I'll talk about performance, battery life, and all of that other stuff. And of course, what interests me is the whole touch screen. So I should be able to go out and go click, beep, beep. Weird. Okay, no, there we go. It did actually register the touch. Now, yeah, this video is already over 10 minutes long, so I might as well just expand a little bit upon the whole touch screen thing. What are the problems with touch? Now, this isn't too bad. This is actually, you know, it's actually fairly responsive. But one of the issues with touch in general on a lot of products like this is the screen technology and the operating system they chose. They don't always lend themselves to the snappiest and most sort of high performance touch functionality, and this is going to be something I'm going to be really interested in with this particular product. Is how does the touch screen feel? How does it feel in terms of performance? Can I just tap it and kind of go? Does it feel like a traditional tablet PC where it's a bit sluggish and things are kind of hard to do with touch, or does it feel a little bit more like a modern touchscreen cell phone? Does it feel like my iPod Touch or whatnot? Because those things, they really do matter, because when you have a sluggish touchscreen performance, it just tends to drag down the whole experience of using the product, and you want something that's going to be snappy and really responsive. And that's, frankly, although I'm not really a big fan of the iPad in terms of concept, the speed and the fluidity of the way the iPad works is what people expect and what people want from a touch experience. And traditionally, tablet PCs, they haven't done a really good job of being fast and sort of high performance. So there you go. That's my unboxing and first impressions video of the HP TM2. This has been Jason Dunn from Laptop Thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.